We're gonna do multiplayer because I was working on this until freaking really, really late last night. I do apologize in advance, but I do need to give you guys an update as to what we did last night. So, first of all, the first big thing that we did is, if you notice, we don't have any debt anymore. We have completely paid off the debt. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I did use the money cheat in order to do so, which is actually how we now have and own every single locomotive in the game. That's not modded, by the way. This is a non-modded railroader. I don't know how to mod. That's why. But as of right now, we have a few things that we're working on. I am actually very, very low on coal. Yesterday, I have no idea why, but I ordered like a buttload of coal cars and everything, and for some reason, the interchange did not bring them back. But, I also ordered some oil cars for this, but, here we go. We got I went with the black, because I thought the black looked the best on the diesels. I think it looks really, really good. We've been working on getting a Larka Junction and all that down there done. Right now, I have to grab this thing. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to leave that here. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. And don't worry, guys. No, we are not a full diesel railroad. We still have plenty of lovely things. Actually, I have to go and check because, as you guys can see, we got a lot to do. I have to haul all of those locomotives back here, or at least a few of them. We've got Dillsboro has basically been turned all diesel. We have 3 diesels sitting back there. So, I'm thinking I'm going to keep it that way just because, we got so much stuff coming out of Silva that we're going to need it to stay that way. But, yeah. And as you can see, we got more crap that came in, so I get to bring all this now, too. Now, as I said, I gotta remember how the flip to do it. Here it is. I bought all of these. But that's what it's saying. The equipment it will return once its waybill is fulfilled. I don't know what that means. But that's what it's saying for every single one of them, except for the few that I have there. So I don't know what that means exactly, but, yeah. But yeah, here's this glorious little thing. We're obviously going to separate the cars, so I need to do that right fast before we go and do anything. Because I'm going to have this thing run on back. Actually, I think it was the 12. Where's the 12 stuck at? It is stuck. Where is that at? Oh, it's right at Wilmot. That's actually really easy to go grab. I don't know what the world. Alright, we'll do that in a little. Right now I gotta do this, so. Right. Oh boy. I have nowhere to shove this right now because of the locomotive sitting on the thing. And don't worry, guys. Yes, there are plans to put some of these locomotives in places. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put them. Right, that'll work for now. And actually, that'll work. That'll work perfectly. Okay, let me go make sure all the switches are thrown. All right, cool. Wait, hold on. Technically, it's two horns. Oh yeah, and we also have the 11 over here that we have to do too. So, we got to do all that. All right. Let's get all this stuff set up so that it can go straight through. 'Cause I'm gonna go on ahead and get this thing to head on back to Dillsboro. There we go. Okay. Right. Now we gotta go to Dillsboro. Funny enough. Because we have other locomotives that have jobs they need to do. Mhm. Let's see. Independence on. Where's the button for that? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so where's the bell then? It's actually a very good question. I have no idea where the bell is. Anyway, like I said, I don't have just diesels. I just have these right now that I'm working on. All right, I have to go take care of something right fast. So switch that to manual, put it to cutout. I have no idea what it is though. I don't know. Wow. All right. Oh, they're all getting off. Okay, cool. I actually have a job that I need to get this one to do for me. Because this locomotive completely ran out of water yesterday, and without the knowledge, the person that was helping me with it, it was completely running on without water. He didn't realize it, and it completely ran out of water on me. So we're gonna get that to do that. What are you currently doing? Oh, okay, so need to you need to switch to manual. And what is the number 9 doing? Where is the number 9? Why would he even do that when he can haul it? I don't even know why he did that, honestly. Alright, we're just gonna set this sucker to go that way again. Because we're gonna have a lot of stuff we gotta bring back anyway, so we're just gonna have it slide on in. Over here, actually. Yeah, we'll just have it slide on in here. There we go. Okay, so while that's doing that, I gotta go to Dillsboro and get all that stuff set up. Because I'm an idiot. But anyway. Alright, well. Alright, so we're gonna grab this and take it over to get the stuff out of the Silva interchange for me. This is a very large locomotive to be trying to do this, but funny enough, these are actually some of my most favorite diesel locomotives that we're using. I've always loved this particular type of diesel. I've always thought that they're really, really cool. I've always liked the center cab design on it. Alright, let me go make sure all the switches and all are aligned for it. Okay. It'll go straight through that, so no big deal there. The only switch I need it to not completely murder is, or not switch, the train is the one right here that we gotta go by. So. There we go. And that should, in theory, lead directly where we're trying to go, yeah. Okay, cool. So now I can go focus on trying to get the stuff over at this area done. Okay, cool. And we now have another car that we need to get took care of. 13 manual. Okay, cool. Fuse it on gauge 9. Alright, perfect. You're parked. Awesome. Remove that. Yeah. We actually have a few things I have to take care of right now. But I can't do them until I do the shunting operations that I have to do here. So I have like several different things that I'm trying to do at one time that I can't do at one time all by myself. Make sure 13 is getting filled with water. Yes. Okay, cool. Now I go back to 2. 2 is going to be our difficult child today. Because, like I said, I have nowhere to put anything. So I'm going to have to throw it on the main line. Luckily, there's nothing coming through right now. Well, no, I believe. Oh well, whatever. We'll figure it out when we get there. But yes, in case you're wondering, this is the original Mogul that they give you in the game. A lot of people stopped using it for whatever reason. I did not. I kept it as the logging locomotive. Alright. There we go. I forgot I was doing that. There we go. These not coupled. There we go. Now they are. I swear those look like they're floating. Before anybody gets mad at me, yes, I'm aware that there's one that's not loaded. I have to take this stuff over to where I'm going. We actually have some pulpwood cars that I have to go and take and grab, but, crap gets in the way sometimes, and you end up trying to do multiple things at one time, which is exactly what happened to me, hence why I'm trying to get everything took care of. Even with, like, 2 other people, all the amount of stuff that you have to do in this game, even for single player, it's kind of annoying. And I'm only running on the coal that is at the, Also, does anyone know? I gotta ask. Yes, close it. I don't care. I gotta ask. I don't even know if anybody's actually paying attention here or not. It's talking about a waybill that I have to. The waybill is fulfilled. I don't know what waybill it's talking about. Like, genuinely, I wish I knew what it was talking about, but I don't. But I guess we'll take care of one thing at a time, and right now we're taking care of this, so. Stop, switch against. I heard the darn. Oh, there it is. It's over there. I knew I heard the darn thing. Yeah, you're just gonna have to hold that thought, dude. There we go. That'll start doing its thing. 124 is the last one. Cool. Alright. Once we do these, I believe. Dang on, where's the darn? Alright, hold on, guys. Something ain't making sense to me right now. Oh, that's why. We're still in company mode. Alright, now it should pop up. Yep. Milestones. There it is. Please quit and reload this save. Okay. Let's try it again. There it is. Alright, so we could. 4 cars. Bryson Freight House. These cars will be delivered to the interchange next time the interchange is served. Signals Whittier to Bryson. Honestly, I think we need that. We're just gonna go ahead and take it. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to do like several different things at one time. All right. Making sure that it's cut out so that we can haul it and all. We got to take all of this back to the Silva interchange, by the way. So. I don't like the fact that it does that because this thing's completely out of water and it's still making the chuffing noises, which is slightly irritating. Yeah, but for the longest time, the number 12, actually, I believe it was the number 11, was like our main train. Dear Lord, he bled the brakes and everything on it. Alright, well, let's get these back to the interchange then. I have to teleport over to the interchange itself. We are taking these to Dillsboro also, guys. Forgive me on that one. That was my mistake on wording. Like I said, trying to do multiple things at one time. So I have to get a locomotive to take those where we're taking those. We have to get all the ones that are going over here, over here. The passenger train's got to make another run. Which that won't be that hard. We can get that done easy, but our goal is to try and get as much of the stuff set up as we can before they get back. Alright, so it's going to be a pretty decently long train. So, this is our main line, so we want everything to go through there. So, yeah, we'll just have them throw in there. There we go. That should be long enough, I hope. I don't even know why we bother sometimes. It's weird. Alright, now I gotta go get the freaking this thing. Alright, first of all, yeesh. Wow. I guess we have to complete the switch list first. Alright. Once those are loaded, they'll take care of that. Who here actually plays Railroads Online, or not Railroads Online, Railroader, that game. I play both, but I play this more, I think, actually. It's kind of sad when you think about it, because I'm not a big fan of it. Alright, we're gonna get these here hooked up, and then we should be good to go after that. Because I gotta get this engine to unhook from that stuff. Do what? I'm not. Why? Is everybody sleeping with you, man? Hmm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, I've been impaled. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. Alright. Now we run on back to the back of the train and get these brakes off. The kicker is we haven't even managed to get the ones that we took down there organized yet, so yeah. Alright. We're just gonna go ahead and just grab this here like that. Road, reverse it, go 30. Alright. Got a lot of stuff at Silva I need to take. Trying to do all of this stuff at one time, I'll tell you guys, it is a pain. Alright, road forward and 30. Here we go. $41 active waybills, guys. Wow. Just wow. Oh yeah, and that's another kicker. We have to purchase, well, at least I'm going to purchase another one of those rear cars like that to put on the other end, and I'm purchasing for the middle of the train a passenger car or two since we're getting ready to go to Alarka and everything, or we're already heading to Alarka, so we're going to have to use bigger locomotives for everything too, so that's nice. Alright, where are we at currently on this? Oh boy, we're nowhere near where I thought we'd be. Alright, how is this stuff doing? I think I've gotten everything kinda took care of now. Yeah, except for the switching that I have to do real fast. That goes to Ayla, so that'll move. Let's see. The sawmill, most of this stuff goes to the sawmill, and then like two of them, yeah, it won't take me much to switch most of this. The issue is I gotta do it in separate spaces because unfortunately they don't have, and I really wish they would do this. You know, if the people that make Railroader are watching, here is a request I have. I want a specific little extension just to pay to have this extended out. Just, a little bit. And maybe make it extend out to connect over here. So that if you're gonna do switching operations, you can just go on ahead and shove the Whittier stuff over here. That would be an awesome, awesome help. And it is somehow still not doing the right thing. That's okay though. I'll take care of that later. Are we full, by the way? I need to check this. We don't have enough passengers, honestly, to really... Yeah, we don't have enough passengers to be trying to haul a massive amount, but... we try. Alright. Where's number one at? Number one's right there. Number two is right there. Number two, coincidentally, can go on ahead and start heading to the logging station that we're going to. Because I think, yeah, I don't have anything coming this way because 22 is already here. So I'm just going ahead and get him to do that. I'm going to do that right fast. Okay, through that switch again. And then that one's, of course, going straight through. Perfect. All right, awesome. What about number 3? What's number 3 doing? Number 3 is just over here chilling. Actually, number 3 can be our little switcher over here now. What should I do? I need to do some organizing right fast. So I need you guys to kind of bear with me a little bit because I'm going to move every locomotive so that we can do this the appropriate way. Wow. $10. I'll tell you if we make any more money. I don't know what we're gonna do. I just really don't. It's gonna be so rich. Just not gonna be able to handle it. It's $10. Oh wow, I can't believe I left that open. I feel like an idiot now. Alright. Here we go. Perfect. Alright, and that's full now too, so we can just go ahead and shut that. Just don't know, guys. I just don't think I can, don't think I'm gonna be able to handle it. I got $10 whole from that station. It's too much money. I'm gonna have to go get me one of those, come on, really? This is why I say all of the time. There we go. Alright, now let's get this thing moving. Wrong one. There we go. I'm kidding. Go ahead and full throttle this sucker. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to just wait, dude. You'll be fine. In case anyone's wondering, yes, this is the company mode. I did use a little bit of a money cheat in order to get all the locomotives, but I've made a rule for myself that we're going to wait a little bit before we use all the locomotives. Yeah. So yeah, we're working. I'm currently trying to figure out what we're going to use each locomotive for, because at the moment we don't really have a need for all of these locomotives. But we bought them, and I kind of talked to the guys that have been helping me with this recently, and the thing that we kind of come up with is like maybe like if we end up getting to a point to where we don't see a reason to use certain locomotives or whatever, instead of using them, we just the word that I'm looking for, I'm trying to think about it. We make museum, and I'm kind of thinking about using Bryson as like the museum area. So whatever locomotive that we decide to quote unquote decommission, we do it. That way, it's done, it's over with, no more problems, basically. I just thought about something. Where's the passenger train? Oh, please run, please run, please run. We got a limited amount of time to stop that diesel. 'Cause we're gonna have to get the passenger train to go by. Oh boy, I'll be lucky if this whole train will fit in here. This is a very long train. Yikes. We're gonna be splitting this thing up for decades. That might be what it was talking about like the way bills or whatever, because I got like a buttload of freaking crap. Once the this goes by, though, we'll throw that switch right fast. There we go. That'll go and do its thing. Yeah, I did not realize how large. Boys, can y'all hush for like a second? Like, please. Alright, so that's gonna pull in there. Most of that other stuff's going to Bryson, so is there another one I can... Not if I want this to work, I can't. Oh, boy. I might want to get that thing to pull in here, honestly. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because there's no way I'm getting that entire train to fit in that little area. We'll just have to haul that down, or push it down, better yet, using the other diesel. Luckily, this line does kind of extend, though, so, it is kind of useful in its own weird way. Alright, and then I should be able to put a fuse A down somewhere around here. Daggone, what the world? There we go. And then I can get... Okay, so they'll start slowing down. And then this, I can go on ahead and manual reverse it. Go to 25. 30, excuse me. And you'll be going into that one, and then we'll just get you to stop right here or something. There we go. Yeah. Guys, I think we're going to have another one of those issues where it's just not making it into the interchange. If I can't get this whole train to get into the interchange, I don't know what the world we're going to do. That's a long freaking train. Look at that. That is a 43 car train, and once we get all the cars and stuff that need to go to Silva over here as well, it'll be even longer than that. So, just so y'all know, that's what we're dealing with right now. So yeah, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna cancel. That because there is no flipping way that's gonna work. Also, don't we have the Bryson interchange? Or have we not built that yet? Guess we just haven't built it yet. We'll just, because the Dillsboro one is back there. So that one's pretty easy. We can just separate it off. Matter of fact, I think we have another one. Yeah. Yeah, it's right back there too. So we can just put that where it needs to go, and then the rest of the train can go on down. We'll send a locomotive to go get that. Or take that down there. Holy moly, this one ain't no different as far as size goes. Yeesh. I thought I was getting a deal. Alright, well, we're just going to have to hold off on this. We'll take this thing here and go and put some water in it. And I have no siding to actually slap that in right now, so it'll just have to wait. Well, we got most of it in there at least. I mean, it's better than most would have done, actually. Okay, cool. We can manual you now. Because like I said, we're going to have to get a locomotive. We're going to unhook. Probably what I'll do is I'll unhook those from the front of that one and just start shoving all of this to the interchange so that we can get paid for delivering it. Alright, where are you? There you are. Alright, cool. Uh-huh. Alright, here we go. But see, there's an issue. I gotta move the number 6. You know what? Hold on a second, guys. I have an idea. That is probably not the one thing you want to hear, right? So, I know I told you guys I have to go and get the one steam locomotive some steam, so I have to go put water in it. So, since I know where all of this is going, and everything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ahead and disconnect this. There we go. Get that just out of the way. There is a water tower right here that we can use. And we'll fuel that sucker back up, and then we'll just sit it there for now. Oh my lord! Love my dogs, but I swear they get on my nerves. Because one minute they want in, next minute they want out. It's like, make up your damn mind. Okay, so is this where I'm at right now what I think it is? And if it is, then... yes, it is. Alright, cool. Uh-huh. Alright, so that train is going to be pulling in a pretty fair distance, so we'll just put a fusee there. Here we go. Actually, if I get that thing to do what it needs to do, let's do this. Alright, let's go back to the Silva interchange. We are going to schedule this, but, okay, cool. So this is coming in today, I guess. Awesome. Alright, well, anyway, what was it? The number 6 is the one that's over there right now? Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the number 6 to do the hauling for us. Or pushing it to the interchange. And then we'll get the number 24 to just, you know, whatever. You know, I know that you don't have to use first person to hook up the air brakes and everything, but guys, I'll tell you the one thing that I love about this game is the fact that it does give you the option to hook up the air brakes. And I love the fact that they added just enough detail with this game that when you detach the air brakes, you don't have to fully detach them. They're the air brakes that if you just want to just go for it, I guess, is the best way to put it. Alright, so all these are going to the interchange. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to go on ahead and get it ready to go to the interchange. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and manual road it. Fusee on there. We'll get there in a minute. Hold on. Gotta charge the brake lines anyway. But this game, it has a lot of potential, and I know I've said the same thing. I know people have caught me saying the same thing about Railroads Online, but this game's different. And what I mean by that is this game is constantly being worked on. I mean, when you look at like the developers for Railroads Online, and then you look at the developers for Railroader, I mean, we haven't gotten an update in probably over, well, I don't know about over a year, but close to a year now from the Railroader devs, right? But you want to know the best part? They at least even though they're not releasing an update to the game, right? They're at least like constantly telling you like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, this is what we're working on right now. This is currently what we're working on. This is what we're doing. Yada yada yada. Just so you guys know, this is what we got, and this is what we still have to work on before this update can come out. And they do and I'll say it, and I'm giving them a compliment. They do an excellent job of like explaining, what all they got planned, what they're doing, yada yada yada, all that stuff. They just do an excellent job, and for that, I gotta compliment them. They do great. I mean, they're not releasing updates like crazy, but the funny thing is when the game came out, guess what they told us? You're not going to see a buttload of updates. You might get an update here and there, but we plan on making them large updates so that you guys can get a decent amount instead of doing like a lot. And I've seen a lot of content creators do, or not content creators, game developers do it. They'll do a little bit and then update the game. Do a little bit then and then update the game instead of like taking the time. And that was one of the biggest issues I always had with the Railroads Online devs was, one, half the time they didn't fix anything. Like they would leave it and then, they were so busy and people had pointed it out. They were so busy trying to get the game into early access or out of early access that when the update came out that they were releasing, it wasn't finished. It wasn't ready to exit out of early access. And everybody pointed it out. And now, they've completely stopped working on the game, and people are saying the game is dead. And, and I was talking to a friend of mine about it yesterday. They started deleting discussions and things. You can go to Steam and, do the discussion. They've started deleting discussions that have anything to do with people saying that the game is dead. Just, out of the blue, yeah, you're saying this, we're going to delete your thing. And they made a post about it on one of the discussions. They're like, if people are going to say this, we're going to just delete it or mute the discussion. So basically, they don't want people saying that the game is dead because it makes the game look bad. It's like, we don't have to help you make the game look bad, dude. You're doing that on your own. Like, what you talking about? Making the game look bad. That is like the biggest laugh you could get. Honestly. You're making the game look bad. Like you ain't doing that on your own? Come on. Alright, this is the next one. But yeah, like people started calling it out, how it was, and they haven't updated the game. Like the last thing, and I'm talking about Railroads Online for those of you who are wondering, the last thing that anybody heard from the Railroads Online devs was, the game is not dead, we're working on it. We just don't have anything big to tell you. And a lot of people pointed out when that was said, we don't need a big update. Just tell us what you're doing. Nothing. Dead silence since that thing. But boy, and according to what they said, most of their updates they're releasing out on the Discord. They're letting people know on the Discord. It's like, who's going to take the time to go to a Discord section every day to check if y'all are actually doing anything or not? I'd be quicker to do it on the freaking Railroader Discord thing than I would Railroads Online because I know the Railroader devs are actually working on stuff. I mean, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna get mad at people because the fact that they're calling you out for the crap that you're not doing, and it's like, why are you getting mad? We just calling you out, dude. You know, we got to get the whole train in here, right? And that should be the whole train, I think. They just did make this turntable wide enough or long enough, didn't they? Ooh, yeah. There's just enough room. That's awesome. All right. Well, sorry, big guy. Yeah, you're going in here. Sorry. But yeah, like I much prefer the Railroader devs to the Railroads Online devs 24/7, 365, however you want to say it. I prefer them way more because they are better at giving you updates. I mean, they may not be big updates, hey, this is what we got, but at least it's something. At least it's not dead silence. I could actually go and matter of fact, let me see if I can do it right fast. Go away. All right, so this is the last update from the Railroader devs, and as you can see, they're telling you here's what we're currently working on. Here's what we haven't started but plan to finish. Again, it's nothing big. They're just telling you this is November of 2025. Again, not very much update. I mean, March 2026, November. Let's see, November, December, January, February, March. So that's like 5 months of just dead silence. But like they were like when they announced what they were doing, this is what it was. You know, very, very detailed stuff. Why do we need a calculator? Why do we need it? Never mind. Huh. I forgot that they had a YouTube channel, honestly, guys. I completely forgot. All right, so that's the railroader thing. This was the last well, no, that's the hot fix thing. This was the last update they gave, and then if you go to the discussions, I'm not even joking with you guys. A little update from us. They didn't even make a post on the game from it. And this, yada yada yada. Share a little bit of the information. We all know lots of guys you asked says that the game, to answer your question in short, yes, we are working on the game. That's all they said, right? There was a guy, and it's been a while, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, as you can see, they've locked the topic because of the fact that people are saying that the game is dead. But I want to find that specific one. Question for the day. I think this was it. Yeah, this was it. I got to go down to the very, 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 very bottom one, I think. But yeah, um, I don't think this is a. I'm trying to find it, guys. I do promise I am trying to find it. I think that was it, but yeah, as you can see, the moment the moment that anybody says anything about the moment anybody mentions them not I'm looking for the one that I found because they literally said anybody that says anything about the game being dead. Um, yeah, here we go. Game probably abandoned. Article inside. Hi. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you notice, anything that says anything about the game being abandoned gets locked out of discussions. Is this the final version, or is there some more content? To say the game is not banned or not, the fact is, morning, March 27. There was an update on the console version fixing several bugs. The devs are taking a break due to having worked for 3 years straight to get the game this far. The only lies I see is this trend is you, who is calling the game abandoned. We welcome the community to play whatever train game they will enjoy the most, but Railroads Online is alive and well. Okay, to the Railroads Online devs then. Where's the updates? Not abandoned. Thanks for reading. Come find us on Discord too. Announcements about upcoming things will come from the devs team and or August team themselves via official means of communication. As a note to the wider community alone, else calling the game abandoned is incorrect. How can I take time out now? It was already said at the release of 1.0 on console that they were going on holiday. It is clear that the consoles would be favored again. It doesn't mean or matter that not everything runs smoothly on the PCs either. They're only been with you for years. Yes, they get a DLC for it. Thank you. It would be nice to know how things are going with Railroads Online. Can you elaborate on this claim? I joined Early Access almost 2 years ago, and I've never interacted with you. Also, the community staffers and development team that I have encountered with or interacted with are all marked as being moderators or devs, giving them control over these forums. Now, as you see, this is what I'm talking about. I see we need some clarification from an official source. Face Guy is the Discord server's moderator. He helps me manage the server and the members on the server. He also assists with some bug reports if I'm not available. On March 27th, both Xbox and PlayStation received an update to fix some console issues that showed up after their launch. You guys were told in the past here on Steam that consoles were shipping a little before or behind PC. So over the past few months, that has been the focus. Meanwhile, this was 2025 of March. I think I went by the one that I wanted to look at. With the help of our partner, Studio Black Sheep, we have been able to help in getting the console up to date, yada yada yada. I'm sure you understand my skepticism on information and those pushing it about the future is not clear. Yeah, see, I agree with that guy. I completely. But you guys see what I'm saying? Like, anytime anyone brings up, like, oh, um, they're obviously, whoops, hold that thought, guys. They're obviously not, I forgot that I had done that. They're obviously not working on the game. They immediately delete it. Immediately. Like, if I were to go to that discussion, or make a discussion and be like, game abandoned, ? And just say, I've had the game, since yada yada yada, and you say that you're working on it, but yet you tell people to go to the Discord, and then when we go to the Discord, people ask about whether or not you're working on it, and you say that there's nothing big that you're working on. And I guarantee you, if I were to point that stuff out, it would get deleted not even within the hour. Because of the fact that they would know that they're wrong in lying to people. Can you really not make that? Alright, well, hold on, 6. We'll just stop ya. But yeah, they're lying to the people that have paid for the game. And that is a big no-no for me. You can hate me all you want to. I don't care. But don't go lying to people. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are lying to the people that have bought the game. They're not working on it. If they were, just hear me out for a second. If they were working on the game like they like to claim that they are, why is it that every time someone asks about if there's any updates, their response is, there's nothing big enough to really worry about. We don't have anything big to update you guys on. Anything is a big update. Especially when you've been silent for close to a year now. Anything is an update. I don't care if you say, I scratched my ass this morning. That's an update for some of us, But when you just sit there and you delete comments that people are making about how the game is dead and stuff like that, no. That becomes a clear sign that you, in fact, are not working on the game anymore, and that you don't want to hear about it. And I could point it out. And it's just not worth it. Like, Railroader isn't, the most perfect game on the world, or in the world, excuse me. It's not. I will be the first one to tell you guys it is not the most perfect game in the world. but it runs a hell of a lot better than the shit that they got going on in Railroads Online. The dev team is rude as hell, from what I understand. For Railroads Online, the dev team is fucking rude as hell. So that's another no for me. Just a massive ass no. All right, I gotta go teleport to that thing right fast so we can get it took care of. So let me grab this and apply a break right fast. Alright, which break is it? That one. There we go. I'll just leave that there for now. Okay, let's go and try and help with the thing. Because it's not making it up that hill, unfortunately, so we gotta... But, I'll be the first one to say, I would love to see a game, and I've said it, and I would love to see it, but I don't think it'll ever happen, just because of how difficult and how long it would take just to produce it. Unless somebody had like 5 years that they could take to produce a game. I would love to create a game, kind of like what Century of Steam is. And for those of you who don't know who's creating that, that would be Heist. You can go check out his channel. I'm not giving him a shout out. The Century of Steam channel is what I would recommend if you want to go and see what they're working on. But even, like, I hate Heist with a passion. I hate him. He's an asshole. But when it comes to updating the community, even he does a hell of a lot better than the Railroads Online devs. And the funny thing is people, I think, have talked about it before. Alright. AI road. No, we don't want it reverse. We want it forward. There we go. Come on. There you go. There we go, guys. But yeah, like, my point is, with all of this, me ranting and raving is, you get developers out there that are just assholes. And unfortunately, the Railroads Online devs are assholes. Just without a doubt, they are assholes. And, they have caused their community to hate them because of how they act towards their community. Not because of the community being assholes, but because of the fact that they act like jackasses. They do. And when you act the way that they do to your community, you are going to lose people. And I honestly think that the Railroads Online devs sabotaged themselves on purpose because they just got sick of dealing with the game. I mean, you tell me, like, why else would you intentionally treat your community like shit like you do, or they do? unless you were doing it intentionally, you know? And in case anyone's wondering, no, I'm not intentionally putting this one in here on purpose. I'm doing it because of the fact that it's the next locomotive. Like I said, creating a railroad museum, kind of. Yeah, I can go on a 4 mile long rant about this stuff, but it won't change anything. It won't fix anything, guys. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. Just a little bit of change here and there, you know? I mean, I'm not asking for like, you know, a mile long essay on, what you've been doing for the past year or anything like that. I'm not asking for that. I don't want that. What I'm asking for is just a hey, we either like just be honest with your community. If you're done with the game, just make an announcement. We're not doing anything with the game anymore. Your community would leave probably. I mean, there's a lot of people that still goof around and play um Railroads Online. Matter of fact, there's one guy that I think honestly, he played it a little too much. Still does, honestly. His name is Aardvark. Honestly, go subscribe to that guy's channel. The stuff that he does. I mean, he sounds bored as hell the whole time he's playing, but he's awesome. I love him. He's a very good guy. Um, when you get to a point to where like you gotta say, nah, I gotta, something's gotta give, you're screwed, And in my opinion, that's exactly what happened. I think, the community for Railroads Online just got to that point to where, they wanted to know what the hell was going on and nobody would answer their questions. So they were like, hey, if you're not going to answer, then, we're going to go and find a different game. And, that's one of the things. They're like, oh, well, we know that you guys have other games, that y'all like and all. Railroader, in my opinion, when Railroader it came out, it fucked over, um, it fucked over Railroads Online. And I think that's why they haven't bothered to update it, because they know they can't do the shit that Railroader does. And they're not even going to try. And that's the sad part. They're not even going to try and be competitive about it. Competition, you would think for a logical person, you would think a little bit of competition would make those assholes wake up and do some shit. Nah, it did the complete opposite. They just fucking gave up. And freaking, oh, fuck this. We're out of here. But it's awful strange to me because normally games, what they'll do is they'll release DLCs to help fund them continuing to develop the game. Not Railroads Online. Nah, fuck that. They stole the money. And I say this. They stole the money from the community to fund whatever they're doing now. Because they're not doing anything they need to be doing. As far as whatever. They stole the money from the community to put towards, that was supposed to go, in my opinion, towards the game. They stole it from the community and just said, you know what, fuck y'all, we're gonna go do whatever the hell we want. And that upsets me. It really does. It like really, really upsets me because like I've made statements about before, Railroads Online had potential. I mean, there wasn't ever a game about narrow gauge like Railroads Online when it came out. That's what made so many people freak out about it. Ooh, a narrow gauge game, you know? People people went crazy for it. I did. I loved it. You know, I hadn't even really heard of narrow gauge railroading until Railroads Online came out, right? You know, it was just one of those games where, you know, you didn't realize it, like the thing existed until, you know, whatever. I had always grown up on, you know, thinking there was only one kind of gauge on a railroad. You know, that was how I grew up. I mean, I had been a train nerd, but I wasn't like one of those crazy train nerds. One of the ones that foam at the mouth whenever they, you know, see the freaking big boy, the most freaking glazed locomotive in the universe come by. But, you know, I'm not one of those people now, but like I did learn some stuff. You know, I learned there was different gauges and stuff, and I got into the stuff, and it was entertaining to learn about. It really was. But then you get people who ruin it, and you know, I played Railroads Online for. I remember I still actually have the little laptop. It was a little MacBook. I think it was a MacBook Pro. Hold on, let me look. Excuse me, not a MacBook. It's a Hero Book. I guess it's China's version of MacBook. I don't know. Don't know, don't care, right? But um you know, I played it on the lowest graphics settings possible, and I think the last I had the game, I didn't have it when it first came out, obviously. I got it, I think, not long after they released the new track building system that they added where, you know, it would lay the track and the ballast at the same time. I told myself that I wasn't going to mess with the game until they did that because, you know, I couldn't, I physically could not see myself, um, doing that. It was just that annoying, I guess is the best word for it for me. And, you know, I played it on like the lowest graphics and I played the game until I played the game until on that computer at least, I played it until they released it or updated it to Unreal Engine 5 when they added all the weather system and everything, which was an awesome thing. I loved it. I wish they would add kind of a weather system in here, but then again, considering how hot my game gets just trying to play it now, I'm kind of rethinking that statement. But anyway, you know, the point is, you know, I would love nothing more than to see this game succeed. I'd love to see Railroads Online succeed, but I don't foresee Railroads Online succeeding. And I hate to say that, but I think Railroads Online is just gone. It's just one of those games that you just need to, you know, say, oh, well, that fucking sucks and just move on. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We can't force the dev team to work on it. So, you know, rip Railroads Online. And guys, I'll tell you now, I refuse to stream it anymore. Like I'll play it with some friends. I won't stream it. I will not, how do I put this? I will not give free advertising to a game that has developers that refuse to have anything to do with the community. And you know, I know somebody's gonna be over here defending the Railroads Online devs. Oh no, they have something to do with the community. They talk to people on the Discord. Yeah, okay. Why is it every time a discussion's opened up asking about updates or any of that sort, they immediately delete it then? Answer that question. Issue is you can't answer that question. Nobody can answer that question except for the Railroads Online devs, and they won't talk to fucking anybody. Railroads Online had its peak, and then it died within a few, like 2 years. I want to say like 2 years. It died. Just, bleh. Like it hit its peak when it came out, and it was doing good, and then they just fucking gave the fuck up on it. And that is the one thing that I can say that upsets me the most about all of it, is the fact of how easily they gave up on it. Like they didn't even try. Like, at least I can say with one of the games that I occasionally still play here on the channel, for those of you who are wondering, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. That's the game I'm referring to. At least I can say with Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, at least I can say with them, like, when they were done with the game, they told you they were done with the game. They made an announcement about it and everything. They were like, we love the game, but we're done with it. We're not working on it anymore. They told the community how it was, and the community accepted it and moved on. Railroads Online? Nah, let's sit and let them boil for a while, freaking flip that. I'm sorry, no thank you. I have so many freaking locomotives over here. All right, let's go move the turntable back. But, I don't know about anybody else, but I think probably when Century of Steam comes out, I think Railroads Online will go bye-bye. Because, I'll have a new game that will operate a hell of a lot better. Now, I say that, but there's only one condition in which I probably wouldn't. And that is if they don't add like a sandbox mode, kind of like what this game has, where you can spawn in whatever locomotive you want to and play with it. If they don't do anything like that for the Century of Steam, I probably won't delete. Well, I don't know, because Railroads Online doesn't really have it either. I mean, there's a cheat that you could have used to get like extended money, but it was only for a certain version of the game, and that's long since gone. So I know a lot of people used it, but you know. But yeah, it does make me sad seeing games die. I mean, especially games that I know there's a community that loves it. I think that hurts more. Because let me tell you guys, there is a massive community behind Railroader, but there's a massive community behind Railroads Online too. And honestly, I watched and I saw several people talk about it. There was a lot of people talking about, flip this, I'm done. I'm gonna go and play, Railroader. They just got to a point to where they got sick of the maybe they'll release an update, maybe they will, maybe they won't. They just got sick of it and they moved on. And you want to know whose fault that was? It wasn't us. It wasn't the community. It wasn't our fault they gave up on it. But yeah, I'm actually really really excited, and I was talking to my friend about it the other day. I'm really really excited for what we're gonna get for where is 12 at? Okay, 12 is over here. 12 needs to head over to I'm gonna redesignate some stuff actually. Let's see, we got enough room over let's see. Need an engine to do that over there. So I need 12 and 11 to do the stuff over there. So let me grab the 11. And hold on. All right, so 12 and 11 will go to Whittier. That'll be their little station. So what do I want at Dillsboro? We want at least two more engines. So what's 10 and 9? Okay, 10 and then 9 is over here at Whittier. So let me grab 10 right fast. We'll go grab 11 and we'll haul ass. Sounds like a plan to me. I don't know about anybody else, but it sounds like a plan to me. One thing I can say I absolutely hate about this little locomotive, though, it drains gas and everything like nobody's business. So yeah, that's a pain in the rear, but, whatever. What can you do? Also, I'll be right back, guys. Ugh. All right, so people. I have to go and get my brother took care of right fast. So I am going to do myself a favor and have everything set up for when I get back, so we can just go straight through here and just grab the number 11. And before we leave, by the way, oh, I gotta move that right fast. I gotta get this thing. And you're over the. Oh, come on, 8. You're in the way, dude. Scoot over a little bit. There you go. Alright, now we gotta grab 2. Give me a little bit, guys. I'm gonna go set this up right fast so that it'll do what it needs to do. And then I'm gonna pause it so that it don't move. No! Go away! Ah! Give me a little bit, guys. Give me just a second. I'm gonna load up my friends list here. Here we go. It says it is called Call Your Child. What is funny? What is so funny, sir?
Reaction of no, go away.
When you joined, just I got a few things I'm trying to do, but I gotta pause the game. Can you grab 10 and hook it up to 11 and start heading those two back to Dillsboro for me? Because that's like the only thing I gotta do right now. I've gotten all the locomotives organized. If you want to come and take a look at that. Anyway, I'll be back. I'll be gone for like 15, 30 minutes. So have fun entertaining the viewers, sucker.
Inside the office staff, and an input number seeing this anywhere else within the level, which gives me the impression it can only appear here. Hey, you want sauce? I know I do. So you know I'm on Domino's meat slice sauce. It's sesame, creamy, absolutely perfect for pizza. They call it slice sauce.
What he doesn't know is that I'm going to be getting off soon. I need to change this so it's not automatically picking up everything. Alright, that should be good. Is it here? Tony's yours. I gotta head out for school. See y'all maybe later. Oh, still in the Discord. I just now realized I'm still in the Discord. Hold on.
What in the world? Where'd he go? I guess I'm causing confusion and delay or something. I don't know. What's the issue here? Oh, they're at Alarka. Hold on. Huh?
I have to go to school.
No! No school for
It's-
you.
No, it's I sent a train up to the log not the log, the coal. I sent the
hey.
train up.
Hey, guess. Well, hold on. At what link does that thing go up? That's going to be a difficult thing to do, so I don't know how that. Hold on, let me look at the map. Because depending on how they have that set up, I might not be able to get it.
Get done talking. It's just I gotta go like right now.
No, I don't get to go. I told you this. Why'd you have to grab 15? Ugh.
Because you were in the 10 and I figured you were gonna use it for something else.
No, these are meant to stay where they're at.
Oh,
Till we need
I'm
them.
sorry.
Bad. You did bad.
Oh, my
You're
grandma's
fired.
currently nagging at me. I gotta go.
Bye. Well, the help was here and then the help was gone. I just love democracy. I'm sorry, it's just too easy to roll off the tongue sometimes. There we go. Oh boy. I get to try and get the number. Wait, hold on. I can maybe get this to work. Depending on how you got it. There. Like those along. Get it to roll over this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that'll work really well. I gotta get a locomotive that'll push it down here instead of doing that. Alright, so what was it we had? Attach the 5, yeah. Alright, now, Alarka Junction is almost built. But not yet. And just for shits and giggles, I know what we should do, but I don't want to do it yet. Alright. Yeah, I rode forward and put it at that. Alright. She's gonna go. Grab the number 2. And throw it this way. Okay. And then it will charge on up here. And I gotta remember which one I'm putting it in. Which one of these cars go onto? That one. So it'll be that. And then that. Wait, where is that? Where the flip is that? Oh no. Oh boy. Wait a minute, hold on. How do I even get up to that? I gotta back it up a little bit. And then it'll pull forward. I hope there's enough room. Hang on. What does if that's what is this, the upper? What does the lower look like? Is it just these ones? Oh, it's both of them. So is it on all of them now? No, we gotta copy. Copy it all. There we go. Now we should be able to get it to go where we need it to. Okay. Because it'll go this way. And it'll park in this one, I think. So. And if we need more, we'll do that one, but, whatever. Alright, so the kicker is, though, I gotta get to work at Bryson, so right fast, let's get the 4 and use the 4 since it's already there. Alright. Actually, I gotta move the 11, so I gotta grab the 10. What are you stopped at a fuse A for? Where are you at? Okay, so you're... Okay, so you just stay there. Actually, no, I need to get this done before the stuff comes in. Alright, 10. Let me put you down to there we go. Alright, so let me grab this right fast. Because I have no choice but to do this, because if I don't, it's not going to look too well. Alright. Just going to put it at 6 and just hope. Come on, train brake. There we go. Alright, so we got to get all these cars in these 3 slots is the hope, I believe. Oh, now we're in 13. Okay, so cool. What all's coming in anyway? I hope that's what that is. I don't know. Am I over here? No, I'm not. I'm currently over here. Alright, well that's gonna do damage if I don't get over here, so... Teleport. Alright, cool. So we'll just keep on backing until we can't back no more, I guess. Okay, calm it down now. We actually might get a decent amount of cars in this on the first try, but... Wrong button. Oh, I like that. Now I know that's there. That's going to be so much easier. At least I can say it's all 3 of them instead of it being like crazy and only being a certain amount of them. This thing's working its butt off trying to shunt this, though, because it's a massive train. 43 cars. Some of them are loaded, others are not, so... I'm going to try and get as many cars in here as I can. And then we'll go back to Bryson and start working on that stuff. Alright, let's start taking the break and applying it. A little bit further. Come on, we can get like 2 cars in here. Alright, let's just apply that, yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, how many cars do we get in here? Pretty decent amount, I imagine. 4 cars? What? Oh, wait, I keep forgetting they don't pay you for the ones that you use for, the buildings and stuff, so... So I'm only getting paid for, like, some of this stuff. Darn, I got most of the cars in on that first section. That's actually pretty good. We don't want to gas it like that, though. Just put it at, like, 4. Yeah, we should be able to get the rest of them in this. Yeah, this one's mine. The brightly colored car, you know? We should be able to get all the cars in here. I'll give Silva some credit. Like, they got a lot of space to put rail cars down here. Like, I know people don't like using it because of how far it is from, like, the main places like Bryson and stuff. But if I'm being completely honest, I would much rather use Silva than using, what's that one, Way the Flip Up Yonder? Because that was just freaking confusing. But, you know, that's just me. Yeah, 15. Oh, I know what 15 is doing. Never mind. Alright, the moment that 15 hits this, we'll be good to go. I'm going to get it all the way in the siding, though. Alright. Go on ahead and apply that. And... of course, so yeah, let's do the freaky, yeah. Alright. Brake lines are cut. We're gonna go on ahead and get on back to we're gonna just manually let this thing reverse on out of here. There we go. And we'll come back with the diesel or the passenger, the steam. I might get the number 6 to do the cordwood, so yeah, we'll just have it stop over here. I think it's going to come through this siding anyway, so... yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just have it stop here. I keep forgetting it's the wrong button. Anyway, alright, 15. Alright, so... all these different controls. Gets aggravating after a while. Alright, so. Number 15, you are relieved of your duties. There we go. I gotta push you back to where I had you, because somebody had to go playing around. If he hears this, I'm gonna slap him later. Alright, I gotta figure out what stall I had that in. Oh, okay, so he actually just pulled it on out. That's actually helpful. Makes it easier on me to put it back. Okay, cool. We'll just remove you. There we go. Okay. Oh, come on, really? And then we'll grab either the 3 or the 4 and do all this crap that we gotta do. Because the 11 and the 10 are gonna go on ahead and head back to... They're going to... Where did I say I was putting those? I don't even remember now. Great. But I gotta send one locomotive to the coal area, so I can drop those off and pick whatever they have up. So I'm going to use 4 to do that. Oh shoot. Alright, here we go. Luckily, they're gonna just stop, so no big deal. I gotta move the 3, though. Or I can just use the 3. You know, the 3 will work, right? Yeah, the 3 will work fine for doing this. But the 4's in the way. I need a place to put the... Wait a minute, I have a place to put the 4. Not a very good place, but it's a place. Y'all gotta excuse me, I mentally think to myself out loud a lot. So, like, y'all are gonna hear some, like, freaking conversations. Like, oh, wait, hold on a minute. What? Oh, yeah. Alright, crap. Oh, well. It was close, right? I'll fix that here in a minute. No big deal. Alright. I was going to use this stuff. Funny enough, I was going to use this area over here for passenger car storage so that we could, like, fluctuate the passenger cars, but, since we have so many locomotives now because of my own stupidity, we're just going to place these locomotives over here until further use. Like I said, we're turning this place into a museum. One of the things I want to try and do is if we can get a big enough community going, we're gonna do a save one day, and it'll be just basically like a really cool museum that people will be able to come in and they'll just be able to look at like all the different locomotives and stuff. And we'll do like a diesel excursion train from like, we'll start at like probably Probably do it at like Whittier or something. Like you'll drive to Whittier, so to say, and it'll take you through the countryside or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. I have got to do something with you right fast. So, all right. Here's what we'll do. We will handbrake that car, and then we will disconnect those ones and shove them in the other spot. And I know somebody's screaming at me because of the fact that the pulpwood cars are over there. Yes, I'm aware they're over there. I have to I have 3 more that I'm gonna bring over here. And we're gonna use all 3 of them if we can. We're gonna use all 6 of the ones that I have. There we go. All right, now that that's done, I know the number. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pain in my rear end because I have to like copy and paste everything. So I have to copy and then I have to reset it. There we go. But we have to turn this locomotive around in order to do anything, so. Alright, that's what I was going to do right fast. We're going to fuel these guys up with water so that they're ready for the trip back. Let me grab the 5 right fast. There we go. This is their water stop. I've kind of designated it for the passenger trains that this is going to be their water stop from now on. Now to grab the 3. How much fuel and water you got? Yeah, you got plenty to make it up there and back. I just gotta hope that you can make it up there and back with the load that you're gonna be hauling. Yeah, we'll just run it down, grab them, and come back. And then we gotta get one of the trains. We're gonna wait as long as we can, at least. And we're gonna do all the switching here so that everything's ready to go when we get back. And then we gotta get a train that like brings all the stuff, and that's kind of what like I was gonna do with this save, for those of you who are wondering. The idea is we'll have a train. It'll probably be a diesel locomotive because, you know, they tend to have better tractive effort for it. But we'll have a diesel locomotive that transports the stuff and drops it off. And then, of course, we'll have a diesel locomotive that brings everything back to Silva at the end of the day as well. So that's kind of, for those of you who are wondering, that's kind of the goal with that whole situation, is to be able to manage to do that. I gotta figure out where all this stuff is going. Appalachian Hardwoods. Okay, I know where the Appalachian Hardwoods is. The Bryson Freight. I'm not seeing anything that goes anywhere weird, so. But I know there's going to be a few of you that are like, you know, this is a lot. Yes, I'm aware it's a lot. It's a lot to be trying to put on, you know, one person. But if I can get it that way, it'll make things a lot smoother for me. And what I mean by that is everything will come to Silva, or if it gets to a point to where there's too much coming to Silva and I can get Bryson to work, everything will come to Bryson. And then we'll drop them off as we go. Like, right now, the way I have it is we get everything from the Silva interchange, we tow it to Dillsboro, and we do the shunting, separating, this goes to Silva, which will go back to the Silva area. And then this will go to Whittier or Ayla, and then there'll be a train or trains over there at like Whittier and Ayla that'll do all the shunting over there. And then anything from like that area from Ayla up will come to Bryson unless I find a better shunting area for that, which I don't know if there is one or not. So it is very complex, I guess, but it makes things a lot simpler if you're doing it single player, because then you can organize a little bit better and you can make life a lot easier on yourself. So wow, it sounded like I slammed into those cars. Dear Lord. Alright, well, you got that. So AI Road, going reverse, going 30, there you go. Grab the 5 right fast. I gotta go and throw these switches right fast to make sure they're in the right spot. Because I need this train to go. And of course, guys, I know a lot of you probably have a question on like how in the world I'm going to manage like with the stuff that'll go back. So the way that it'll go back is like once we get all the rail connected, which is like I'm talking everything. The way that it'll happen is we will do the shunting at the topmost part of the map first, and then we'll do the shunting at whatever, and we'll have a train that comes down and his job will be to make sure that all the cars get back over here to where we can, do what we have to do. Alright, alright, so there's a Larka. I've got to figure out, alright, first of all, we got to throw this switch. That's the first thing we got to do. I actually need to get a diesel locomotive to head down here because we have currently, holy schnart, that's a lot of cars. We're just gonna, throw a fuse right there, We'll stop the train and do what we have to do. Yeah, okay. Switch lined against us? What do you mean? Oh, the one I put the 4 in. Yeah. Guess I should have thought about that, doofus. And all the while, by the way, all of that will be happening while a passenger train makes its runs. So, we're doing everything at one time, basically. It's not healthy, but, somebody's got to do it, And, for those of you who are wondering, with the passenger train, I know a lot of y'all are going to be asking, well, are you going to fill it up every time it comes back and forth, or what? No. We'll have it go to Silva. We'll leave the 5 alone. We'll, disconnect it and all, so that it's not, messing with anything. And what we'll do is we'll just leave it alone, and then the 8 will tow, and they'll go straight through Bryson. They'll go all the way to Alarka or wherever we have stuff at that point. And when they make their return trip, they will stop at Bryson and refill their water. It's not going to be one of those things where they do it. Come on now. There we go. Alright, it's filling up with water now, so. Alright, alright, I have to wait until, 3 gets back. Because, like I said, we're doing most of that stuff. Actually, no, I don't. I have a diesel down here somewhere. Yeah, right here. Alright, that I can use right now to do some shunting, and I can get it to go on ahead. Remember I said I was going to do the shunting and stuff? Yeah, I have to do some shunting. Now, I kind of have a question for anybody who's actually watching and paying attention and not just freaking listening to me ramble on for miles on end. Do you guys like the idea of me getting another one of the smaller switch engines? And by that, I mean this one. Because I absolutely love this little switch engine. I've always liked it. I think it's a cute little fella. Alright, I gotta get this thing actually heading back because I'm using it a lot, surprisingly. It's actually been supposed to be heading back for a while now, and it hasn't done it yet. Because I've been so busy trying to do everything else. And by the way, we have all of this we still have to shunt, too. Okay, everything's set, so we're good. Brakes! Alright. But yeah, this, where is number 23? Oh yeah, that's right, 23 is over here. 23 will be the one that we use for Silva. Like I said, you know, so I gotta get this thing some water, dear Lord. Oh boy. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that again. You gotta remember, you can't just gun these things. You gotta freaking... I'm so used to the steam locomotives, you having to gun them to get them to move. So it's a little bit different for me. But since the smaller diesel's coming back, we're gonna just have it kind of pull off to the side. But, for those of you who might have Railroader, do y'all run a full diesel locomotive thing once you get all the diesels, or do you guys run a mix of steam and diesel, or is it more steam dominant, or what? What are we doing? Because I'm, honestly, like, I like my steam stuff a lot more. So for me, I'm tending to run just the diesels and use them just for like Silva and stuff and let the bigger locomotives do all the rest of it. That's what I'm doing. Just because it makes more sense. I'm actually going to get this thing to, where is the 22 at? Alright, let me see if I can find it a switch it can sit in, because honestly, it's just on the way back over here. So we can throw it in a siding until, this diesel that we got gets through. Honestly, if there's one thing I can give advice to the railroader devs on, all this open space that we have, give me like some buildable areas, like towns, weird stuff like that would be freaking awesome. Where are you at right now, number 3? Oh, you're up near Hemington, okay. Not number 5, let me see. Yeah, y'all are probably done by now. Filling that thing up, yeah. I road forward. Here we go. I don't know what that was about, but okay. Alright, so they just got back. And I know somebody's gonna scream at me, it's not Hemington, it's Hemingway. I like Hemington better. I like saying it Hemington. And I think it sounds better, it rolls off the tongue a little bit better. So that's what I'm using it for. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Can't help ya. Alright, now, I am going to go on ahead and go get these cordwood cars right fast, so I gotta chug all the way back over here. And I'm gonna, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, yes, the cordwood cars are being left, they are being left up there, the 3 that we already have. I'm gonna fill all 6 of them first. And then, because right now, I'm trying to get some fuel back into the place. Because we really desperately need some fuel. And I don't know what's going on with my, my cars. I'm hoping that they'll come back. Because I didn't sell them. I still have them on the roster. But as of right now, this is everything we have, so. Alright, we don't need to go that way. We do need to go... Wait, actually, we do need to go that way. Oopsies! Alright, and we just don't need to hit that. That would be very bad. Okay, and we're gonna go straight, straight, and straight. Alright, cool. Yeah, we got the lower pulpwood car thing that we're gonna go do. Brakes. And yes, I know somebody's screaming at me, the number 7's in the way. Yes, I'm aware. Calm down. Alright, number 8's doing its own thing. Number 9 will be coming back with us, I think, when I get 10 and 11 done, which is something I actually need to do now. Switch line against this. Okay, well, just give me a minute and I'll take care of that. Alright, first of all, we need to cut out. Okay. Dang it. There we go. 10, manual road. Hit that sucker at 30. Wow, the roller did that, but okay. Alright. So most of it'll be lined up except for this one, and this one. And of course the passenger tray had to come through, so... There we go. They're gone, by the way, so yeah, that's nice. Oh, would you look at that? They did make it. Cool. Alright, now where are these going? I get the feeling I know where they're going, but I don't want to go and be guessing neither, so I want to be sure. Oh, they're going over here. Okay, cool. Alright, everything should be already lined up for it, too, so... How full are you? Wow, I'm surprised you haven't filled that sucker up yet, but okay. We'll stick these cars over to the other side so they can just go on ahead and... What do you guys think about me getting a locomotive just to be up here? Like, we can drop the cars off and then just pick them up, and then a locomotive can just grab them and push them where they need to go. Like, the logging Mikado, the tank Mikado would be great for up here. Except we'd need something with... I think a diesel would be better, honestly. Like one of the little switcher diesels. Because them things probably will run a lot smoother and faster. I don't know about smoother, but faster. Better, longer, that word, yeah, that one. Than the steam engines will. Robinson Gap Coal. We'll get that and have it head down or back down to where it was, and then we'll do the rest of the shunting when we get back. I'm gonna back it all the way in here. Just to make sure we got it. Alright, perfect. Okay, well that's not gonna work. Alright, well, now obviously, I have to turn that down. Alright, we're gonna close that just so that it's ready to go. Oh well, I tried. We gotta grab all of these and take them back with us. Oh, shoot. Brakes! Alright, guys. Time to grab the few Coal Gap cars, and that I think was the very first okay, so there's several things I gotta do here. Alright, I gotta turn this handbrakes off too. Release, release, release. Alright, and then I gotta go over here, try and zoom in and close that. The one thing I can say I hate about this camera right here is a pain in the rear end to try and do. There we go. Alright. Let that equalize off. Are you going to charge the brake line? Yeah, it's charging it. It's just taking a minute. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so only thing I gotta do now is go back down here and put that at 15. That way it doesn't freaking murder itself trying to get back down here. We're gonna put these cars right here so that when that diesel gets here, we can stick that stuff on in. And we got what, one? I gotta figure out how many cars we gotta take. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Six didn't get hurt, did it? No. Actually, this will work out really well. Alright, I didn't realize that switch was thrown. Whoops. What switch is against you? There, now it's not. And this thing's waiting here, so that'll work. We get to push this thing all the way up there to that cordwood area. So this is another train that's quite literally. By the way, how's 10 doing? I need to check that right fast. So I just thought about it. 10's gonna need to pull in there with the diesel if he's not careful. Okay, so everything should be clear cut. For now, at least. There we go. Yeah. Should be just a straight shot on through. Actually, for this, we want this one to come in here. Because we're gonna have it stop. Wait, hold on. Where was I taking these guys? Because... Hold on. Where's 12? 12, I think I'm gonna leave somewhere. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put it. 7, I think I'll leave 7. We'll do 7 and 11. We'll stay down there, and then I'll bring 9 back with me. Yeah, those will be really good for that. So we'll do that. So we're gonna have the 10 pull in right here, and then he'll pick up whatever he's got to pick up, which is the locomotive. I hate trying to do several different things at one time. Because now I've managed to go all the way back over here again. And we gotta figure out a spot where the passenger train can stop to let the that diesel train come through. And we've currently got all that stuff lined up on the main line. So let's see, they're already why don't we have them pull over at Ayla or Whittier? How far is that train out? Let me ask that. Okay, they haven't even made it to Barker's. We'll wait until it's a little bit cleaner or sooner before we go and make any crazy decisions. How's 2 doing right now? All right, now I gotta understand something. Where is the tannery thing? Yeah. Oh, so it's basically right there where I'm already used to going. So that's cool. Now, isn't that what I got this one set at? Guess not. Switch lined against us. What? Oh, yeah. Here you go. What do y'all think about the super lime green cars? Do y'all think I should change it to a different color? Maybe like a darker red? I'm kind of thinking about that, honestly, like a darker red. Let's do a red. And then kind of, let's see. Ooh, that's perfect right there. I like that. Copy that. I like those. That is awesome. That is a nice color right there. All right, now, I'm only gonna have this thing just go to. Yeesh, we do any more. We're gonna have freaking plenty of cars to get out of here. I'll tell you that. Um, why don't we wait? I'm just wait. We're gonna shove this thing into the siding with the diesel. And then we'll just have it wait with the diesel. And when everything else gets back, we'll go on ahead and shove these down there. Hmm. 3 chimes sound beautiful. Oh, I didn't throw the switch like I was supposed to. Oh well. Nobody's coming through here. No, yeah, they are. Crap! What happens when you admire your train a little too much? Also, when is that load coming in? 21 minutes. Yeesh. Should do tier 2 for that, yeah. Coal and lumber is tier 4. The depot's fine. The interchange paperboard. Okay, we need more of that. Soon too. Sawmill. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to make as much money as I can, and it's tending to be more of a pain in the rear end than I need it to be, but you know how that is, right? Alright, so what do we got now? That two's starting to get full. 3 is where on the map? Like I said, they'll be coming across that bridge here in a little bit. We know what 5 is doing. 5 is stopped at Whittier. Alright, cool, perfect. Alright, so we need to get 11 off. Right fast. So they can, we're going to hold off on anything with moving anything else because I want to let the diesel come in and go by, hopefully. By the way, where is the diesel? Where are you currently? Look at that, they're right here at Whittier, so yeah, they're coming in pretty fast, actually. So yeah. I should probably do this so that Diesel can come in and just stop where he needs to stop at. Then he can shoot on through. I think most of the shunting's about near done with the 3. All I gotta do is get all the stuff at Silva over here or all the stuff over here that needs to be done, and this train will be ready to go when the diesel gets here. Now, let me see. How many do I need to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 that need to be took care of. Cool. I'm going ahead and switch over to that now. Because the sooner that thing goes on ahead and slows down and brings her to a stop, the sooner we can get all the shunting done today. Oh, Lord. Wait, hold on. Where's the, this one? Okay, so they're just now coming into the yard, so that'll be great. See, once all this gets done, then all the shunting gets easy. Somewhat. Oh, no wonder my freaking computer ain't been running at top efficiency. Y'all want to see performance? Watch this. Yeah, it'll sound like it's going to overheat, but it'll be okay, okay? I promise. Why is this thing going so slow? Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. I see why. Never mind. I keep forgetting it won't ride through like it needs to. So it'll stop instead. We're actually going to watch this go by. I do apologize to those of you who are used to me playing War Thunder all the time. I'm taking kind of a break from it for a little while. I really needed a break, and I'm taking this time to actually take it. So, yeah, I just realized I'm gonna need the diesel to push all this up to Alarka, because there's no way. Yeah, most of this is gonna be like, alright, what's that? Building supplies, building supplies, building supplies, building supplies, bridge seats, bridge section. Alright, now where is the, my question is, where is the ties and stuff for the train then? Alright, she's ready to go now. We're going ahead and do that, and that. There you go. Because all that is the ballast. There's some concrete right there. It says it's the last bit of it, so I guess, we'll find out when we build it. Alright, there we go. Now, that's on the way. So we can unattach 3 and start working on this over here. Alright, so first off, we need to go to, that one place over yonder and grab that. That's the first thing. So let's go ahead and do that right fast. And we'll grab that first, and then we'll grab the stuff that's over here. think that's all the cars. Oy. Pretty sure it is. I gotta separate the Appalachian hardwood stuff from the Rice and Freight House stuff. And you'll just haul all of it over there, of course. We're already working on a massive train as it is. Just with those coal cars, it's going to be a massive train. Our lovely museum that we have of not yet used steam locomotives. Still thinking about bringing the 13 out and using it for purposes, but I don't know yet. How long have I been streaming this for now? Yeesh. It does not feel like 3 hours sometimes, I swear to you. Actually, hold on. It wouldn't be like that. It would be. Crap, I just thought about it. I gotta find a place for this thing to pull into. We'll just get it to pull into one of these ones over here, like this one or something. Yeah, that'll work. Dang it. I messed up on it. Did it wrong and it didn't work as well as I'd hoped it would. This is probably the most dangerous thing I could ever do, but hey, it's fun, right? Are you gonna stop? Didn't think I was gonna stop there for a second. It just freaking woink. I gotta go to the change that fast, guys. So I gotta see if any of my cars came in or not. Well, two of them did. Three. Okay, so I was right. It was just taking a little bit more than I wanted it to get here. Cool. That's awesome. Let's see, Locust and Ken, Bryson. Boy, I hate this game. Oh well, we'll do the rest of it tomorrow. I just wanted those back. If you well, you haven't been watching because I haven't streamed it. But yesterday we were having a coal crisis. Um, because we got all those new locomotives by a cheat code. You can go into Sandbox. You can go slash money cheat and then put how much you want. And I got enough to get all of the locomotives and I think like 2 or 3 diesel cars or something like that. And it weirded out on me, and I thought I had broke the game or whatever, and it wasn't wanting to work. And I thought I had broke, like I said, I thought I had broke the game. but apparently not. It's just alright, well, here we go on that. We're gonna just pull on in here and grab this one here. And then we'll grab these two. Or better yet, I'll do the opposite. I'll grab those two and then that way it works a little bit better. I'll put that one back. I'd shove those other cars in there a little bit easier. So this will be an extra 4 cars right here. Aha, look at that. She made it. Now the question is she gonna fit? I don't think she is. Nope, there is no way that is fitting. Oh well. Figure it out when we get there, right? Well, she might. Hold on. No, not all that's fitting. I could try, but it ain't gonna work. Yeah, I think I'm gonna to keep myself from having to work so hard. Um, I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing and just letting all this stuff come in at one day. That way we can just go on ahead and um do everything for that day, and then you know what? Because with as much stuff as we're getting at now, it's gonna take a lot of work to do what we got to do. Yeah, hand right off. There we go. And then we'll just go up to this one. There we go. All right, guys, give me just a little bit, or just a second. Okay. All right. All right, guys, I'm back. Hmm. Wouldn't be so bad if that stuff that comes in wasn't for Bryson. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be that bad. But all right, I'm gonna let this sit here for a second because I have got to try to somehow pull this a little bit further forward. Even if I did the other one, it's still not gonna be enough room. I'm gonna have to split it up. That's all that I'm gonna have to do. It's the only thing I can figure because there's no way I'm getting all this in one sighting. I mean, I could have done it if I would have been able to get into like either this one or that one, but I'm gonna just move this as much as I can. That's as much space as I can give it, unfortunately. So, and I'm not doing all that other stuff. So, what I'll do is just leave it here, I guess, until 3 gets back. Alright, so that's that. And then you're just gonna do that. Actually, you're good. You're to just plug it to the left and just plug onto this. There you go. Y'all remember the kick we did? We're gonna do that again. So y'all hold on because he's going to be interesting. Actually, I don't think I'll be able to unless I quit on top of it itself. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'm down on top of it. Okay, alright, here we go. Wait, did I throw the switch? I did not. Okay, here we go. There we go. And I forgot to do it again. Whoops. Yeah, this should just slide on back. Oh, I had that other one right. Whoops. Oh, please tell me you can go a little faster than this. Come on. You're like the slowest progressive thing I've ever seen. Oh, I still got that locomotive sitting there, so I was just gonna let her go through that way for this one. I don't know why I went this way. I actually kind of do, but right. Now we are ready to somehow um do our job. Just have this thing get 15. I'll be trying to figure out how we're going to get the rest of that done. The only thing I can figure is maybe going on ahead and having the train do this, and then having it go straight, and then do this, so that it slides on by. And then I would need to get by those cars there, but it would at least allow me. Let's do that then. Hopefully I'll have enough room, because I still need to get that one car. Actually, speaking of, I actually need to hold that, because I gotta get that car. If I can pull this thing up enough that I can get by, then it won't be a big deal. Just a little further, come on. That's it, that'll work. Perfect. Alright, so we'll just grab that and go. Alright, perfect. It's coming through anyway, so that works. So we'll grab what we gotta grab and throw it on there, and then we'll grab the diesel and go on ahead and just yank all this down there. Which, I guess if we're gonna do that, I should probably pay further so that I can make sure that everything is set in order. is I've got a few cars that have got to go over here, so we'll just park it there, unhook those cars, and we'll just park the Alarco ones where they need to be parked. We'll go and attach these suckers onto that train, and then we'll get the diesel going ahead and head up. And while we're waiting on it to get back to haul the stuff to Silva, we'll start doing all the switching and stuff over here. But I think, considering we've been on this for going on 4 hours, I'm going to take a tiny little break right here, and I'm going to come back to this. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. And remember, this is the wolf. You get the fangs. Have a good one.